Welcome back to Sochi and the PokerStars Championship, where we are heads up, cards up coverage of the final leg of this final table battle. Pavel Shershikov against Vladimir Troianovsky. Shershikov with 8 million chips, Troianovsky with nearly 3.5 million chips. That was awkward.
I've seen a lot of those, and they're generally pretty awkward, but that one was really awkward.
Hashtag PokerStars TV on Twitter. The live chat on Twitch always running. So the first hand of heads up is hand 129 of the final table. Shershikov calls on the button in the small blind with tray deuce off. Troianovsky checks his option with 10-7 in the big. And it's an 8-7-6 flop.
So far, so good for Vladdy.
Seems.
Shershikov bets 30,000. I don't think Vlad's going anywhere. Second pair. And a straight draw. He calls. We can see he's a 95% favourite in the hand. And now he is a 100% favourite as the board pairs with the 6 of hearts on the turn.
Check, check. River's king. I agree with KRT on Twitch, who says, what longtime EPT fan isn't cheering for Vladimir?
Yeah, he's been on our tour for many years. A regular in the high rollers and super high rollers. $4.8 million in live earnings. 6th place on the Russian all-time money list. And of course, his last main event final table was only last year in the Bahamas. Meanwhile, Pavel Shershikov used to grind online on Stars, used to play mixed games, but then transitioned into live cash, spending most of his time in this casino in Sochi, and is planning to travel around Europe playing in various casinos once we are done. And he could have a significant bankroll when he makes that trip, should he take down this tournament.
125 race.
Troianovsky raises the button. Makes it 125,000 with 5-4. King Jack suited for Shershikov. No re-raise, just a call. Eight, 6, 3. Straight draw for Vlad. King high still ahead.
Call.
130,000 apiece. And practically a flip on the flop. Let's see what the turn brings. 6 of diamonds pairing the board.
I feel like 4 to a straight should beat king high.
165. 165.
Shershikov bets 165,000. Troianovsky is still in with his draw.
Pairs are live. Nope. Man, doesn't it always happen like that? You flop up and down and just the board pairs twice? It's ridiculous.
Double paired board. Shershikov checks. Troianovsky tempted to bluff.
Well, he's playing the board, right? 2 pairs and an 8 kicker.
Exactly.
Have we seen Shershikov get really hero-y?
Yep.
Okay, then maybe it's not the best move to make, as Vlad checks behind.
So Shershikov extends his advantage. Roughly 140 big blinds versus 50 big blinds. And a reminder, there's a lot going on right now. We've got a couple of free rolls. We'll come to those in a moment. We've also got our spin and go competition. Although today, it's about satellite tickets. €109 satellite tickets. And if you want to win one of those tickets, you need to play a real money cash game, a real money zoom game, or a real money spin and go, and win a hand with 7 deuce off. That's right, we're playing the 7 deuce game. Win a hand with 7 deuce offsuit, and then send us the details, confirmation, evidence, a boom link, or a screenshot, plus the hand ID. And the hashtag PSC win. You've got until just before midnight tonight. We'll draw 10 winners at random. Each of those winners will receive a €109 Barcelona satellite ticket, and we will announce the winners tomorrow on our Twitter account at PokerStarsTV.
Don't be like Liam. Use the right hashtag. PSC win.
70,000 bet.
So Troy's hand. Troy. I want to call him Troy. His name isn't Troy. His name's Vlad. Troyanovsky's his last name. He's got the best hand with a pair of queens.
Shershikov with the diamond draw. $70,000 apiece. 10 of diamonds. And that sees Shershikov take a lock on this with the flush.
160. 160 bet.
Now things are looking a little bleak. Because if you call this, you pretty much have to call river too, right? If you don't think your opponent's got a diamond. There you go.
So Shershikov wins another one. So let's talk about the free rolls now. We've talked about the Barcelona satellite tickets competitions. We've got our regular free roll at 9:15 this evening. That's Central European time. And the free roll password is on the screen right now. Hanyu. Hanyu. That's capital H and then lowercase ANYU. But if you're watching during the last level, you'll know that the kind folks at PokerStars have put on an extra free roll. For PokerStars TV viewers, this one has $5,000 in the prize pool. That's more than double the usual. 4,500 people have already entered. You will find this free roll by searching "despite the constant negative press" in the lobby. And the reason for that? It's a reference to a tweet from President Trump. And the password, if you haven't yet worked it out, I can tell you that Mr. Stapleton tweeted it not that long ago. Search @Stapes and look at the hashtag he put in his last tweet.
Several of my tweets contain the password today.
Pat Berry asked a good question. How come Vlad has no results in America? Not that easy for Russians to get visas to come to America, and Vlad prefers not to go there. In fact, I know he always takes the Heathrow flight to Nassau. When we go to the Bahamas, he prefers not to fly through the US.
Да-да-да. Прошу прощения.
All right. We're going heads up to the flop, wouldn't you know? Jack 10 versus Ace 4 of hearts.
Shershikov raised with the Jack 10. Vlad called with the Ace 4. Top pair against second pair.
Check.
Vlad now a 9-1 favorite.
Check.
I like how you work out that math so quick. Boom, 9 to 1. Do you have a chart?
Just take the zeros off the end of the percentages.
Where's no zero on either of those?
Yeah, round up and take the 0 off.
So you round up to 90% and 12%. You still get 9 to 1. I'm giving you a compliment.
You only round up one of the numbers. You have to round down the other one.
This is so complicated. This is what I'm talking about. It's like an 8-step process. I mean, you did it like instantaneously. I'm just saying you're a genius.
Thank you, Joey. I'll take it. So, Troianovsky, check the flop. Shershikov did not continue, but he has made a delayed c-bet on the turn of 200,000. And what's this? Wow, Vlad check raises.
Well, he's got the best hand. I guess he thinks that Shershikov's going to be on a draw a lot of the time, or that he is going to... I don't think he's going to have a worse ace. I don't think he's turning his hand into a bluff, so I guess he's going to call a lot with a 10, he thinks.
So 200,000 has become 525,000, and Shershikov calls in position. The river card is a jack. Shershikov gets there.
That is nasty.
Well, Vlad took over the betting on the flop, on the turn rather. Is he now going to fire river?
Really tough to know your beat here. I mean, what are you worried about, except for specifically Jack 10?
Oh, it's a chunky bet. I mean, there's already 1.35 million in the middle, and Vlad bets just under half pot, 625,000. Shershikov may be worried about King Queen.
No.
I don't think you just have to call here. There's no way you can fold.
Maybe worried about a better two pair.
No, I think it's just, you know, the most important time in this tournament. You're about to win a huge pot. You just got to take a second, take your time. There's the call.
Vlad shows the ace, but Shershikov rivet him. Two pair, jacks and tens. And that is a big blow to Vlad, and he did not take it well.
No, what did he throw chips on the floor?
Yeah, let's have a look, shall we? We've got the replay. When Shershikov showed his hand...
Oh, man. Oh, jeez.
That is the face of a man you do not want to be on the wrong side of. And Troianovsky is really on the ropes now. 30 big blinds. Shershikov 160 big blinds. Better than a 5-to-1 advantage now.
Good thing this guy's got military training. I would be quite intimidated sitting across from that face right now. In addition to how intimidated I would already be.
I was going to say, the dinner break probably can't come soon enough for Troianovsky. He's still got 40 minutes to play on the level, but he just needs to regroup, needs to reset.
Well, he's limping in with 10-6.
200.
And he's dominated by Shershikov, who's got a premium here, ace-10.
I think how he plays this 10-6 is going to be pretty telling to see how tilted he is.
Well, Shershikov has understandably raised it, and Vlad gives it up. He folds the 10-6.
Okay, good. Gives it up. Doesn't get too crazy. Doesn't get wild. Urge to kill falling.
Confirmation that Shershikov has a huge chip lead in his heads-up battle against Vladimir Troianovsky. Lines 30, 60, 10. Action on Shershikov.
140.
Raises with Jack 7 of hearts. Makes it 140,000 total. Aces for Troinovsky.
Well, this should help.
Vlad just calls. Would really benefit from a jack-high flop here. Instead, it's 6-6-3. Not much for Shershikov to get excited about. He doesn't always continue. So when Troinovsky checks to him, he might not induce a bet. Ah, this time he does bet.
He's going with momentum right now, so I would have expected a bet.
$120,000 called by Troinovsky, still slow playing the aces. Ten on the turn. Troinovsky now has a lock on the hand. Shershikov checks behind this time and does not improve on the river.
I really don't know what his plan is in this hand. I'm interested to see. I think he has to bet now. There is the bet.
A bet of 305,000, which gets a fold from Shershikov. So Vlad gets a bit back, but it's still an uphill struggle. 2 million against 9.5 million. Vlad's still hovering around the 3 million mark.
You know, 33 big blinds is plenty, but mentally, starting off with a deficit and then losing a massive pot with a fairly annoying suck out on the river, it's tough to come back from that. It really is. Troinovsky starting off this hand on the button, 9-6 off.
Check. Check.
Well, we know one of Shershikov's cards. He's got an 8. Hasn't paired that one at least. Checks the Vlad. Who is not continuing. There was no pre-flop raise. And Shershikov calls.
It's a semi-sweat with hand, and we know that Shershikov now has the best hand.
Yeah, but up and down for Troinovsky. Checks. Gets a free river and bricks again.
Oh, Vlad.
160.
And Shershikov bets, Vlad folds, and he just keeps on trucking.
Да, в Одессу, собственно, напоминаешь, конечно, уникально. Всех прорубал, и меня сразу, блин, просто жестко.
Ну да, там доехал. Ну а что, мне не проверять, что ли, было? Ну, в смысле, на терне. Так вышло.
Да нет, просто ты должен был проиграть, скрыть ригер.
Да.
Я, в общем, знал твою руку. 10, там, с чем. Проигрываю 10 валет, обыгрываю 10-9, 10 король, 10 дам, 10-8. Миллион рублей.
You know, heads-up battles are typically pretty silent. And I would imagine that when it's two stoic Russians playing against each other, it's going to be real quiet.
Good to see that Kenny Rogers / Hippie Gandalf / Olympian God is still watching here inside the theatre, along with the rest of the audience that have gathered to rail this heads-up battle.
He knows when to walk away. And when to run. Norm MacDonald does is great. But he's like, about that song, he's like, when would you ever have to run away from a poker table? That's not a... You don't have to run. You just get up and go.
$140.
Race 140.
Actually, this one kind of makes me laugh from Twitch. Come with me if you want to love, says Vlad killed John Wick's dog. All right.
Let's not open the doors to loads of gags about Russians in movies.
I know, but that one tickled me a little bit.
Race
Shershikov
450 pass.
raises with 10-7. Vlad re-raises with 4s and gets a fold. Still hovering around the 2 million mark. 35 big blinds, but such a big advantage for Shershikov. 9.5 million chips. 18 minutes left on the level. 18 minutes until the dinner break.
Another little one for Shershikov.
And 147 about to begin.
Call.
I know we're not done here in Sochi yet, Joe, so this is a little premature, but I have just realised it is actually the better part of 3 months until we're back on the road again.
Race.
Our first day of streaming from Barcelona is the 23rd of August.
That means we got lots of time to fill seats, have satellites, do spin and goes. I want to see 2,000 people playing the Barcelona main event. I want to see you there. Yes, you.
Who, me, Joe?
Yeah, you.
Okay. About 15 minutes on the clock. Troinovsky first to act here. Eight, 5.
Race 125.
Call.
Call.
A raise and a call. Ace, 9, 3. King high
Sure.
still good.
Check.
Action goes check, check. 6 on the turn. Shershikov still ahead. He has a pair now. Vlad with a gut shot.
Gut shot alive 8.
Bet 130.
And with his draw, Vlad will bet 130,000.
Oh.
Six still good. 6 way good.
Check.
Shershikov checks for a third time. Vlad semi-bluffed the turn. Does he think he can steal this on the river?
Well, I think it's possible, but I can see the hole cards. He's gonna give it the old college try.
25.
Well, you asked earlier on, Joe, whether Shershikov has demonstrated previous for making hero calls. He has. Let's see if he can find a call here with a 6, which we can see is the best hand.
Shaking his head. Don't look too excited, Vlad. Don't talk him out of it.
I think he's calling.
Cool.
Oh, man.
Doesn't like it, but he does make the call, and he is right. 6 plays. Your pair is good, and he takes another 390k off Troyanovsky. Vlad down below 1.5 million now. A sub 25 big blind stack. I appreciate that Vlad started at a huge disadvantage. I appreciate that Shershikov already was the dominating chip leader, but he has just piled on the pressure. True, Vlad's just not been able to catch any breaks, but
He hasn't made any mistakes, though, either, Shershikov. It's not like he... I mean, he called that one check raise kind of light or whatever and was behind, but that's poker, you know? It's not like he made some thing that should have resulted in a blow-up or an implosion and then just sucked out, like...
there's a situation where Shershikov limps on the button with Queen 6 of diamonds. Troyanovsky has a pair. 7s.
All in.
He shoves with
All
it.
in.
All in.
Pass.
Insta-fold.
Vlad possibly feeling a little bit frustrated.
Possibly? There's no way to not feel frustrated the way this is going. I'm sure he feels himself to be a better heads-up player, possibly even a more deserving player. And when you're sitting there and you're like, man, all I need is to just not run incredibly bad against this guy, and I can probably claw my way back, and that's just not happening. I've never seen a more reserved rail than that.
Oh,
They're reserved, but there's a decent crowd. A lot
Yeah.
of people want to see how this concludes. They want to see who takes it down. I did think that most of the support would be for Vladimir Troyanovsky, obviously a very well-known, well-accomplished Russian player. But remember, Shershikov is a local here. He plays in this casino. So maybe they're here to support him.
Doesn't he live a 12-hour flight away?
That's Bubnov.
It was Bubnov, not Shershikov. How dare you? These people all look the same to you, Stapes.
And bear in mind, if you are a professional Russian poker player and you want to play live cash games in Russia, your options are pretty limited, so you can understand why he
Right.
spends most of his time here in Sochi.
If the rail there is anything like Twitter accounts, though, 75% of those people aren't real.
40.
raised 140.
Shershikov raising with Jack-9. And Troyanovsky is dominated. 9-5. He calls the raise. It's all spades. Queen 4-3.
Check.
170.
Bet 170.
A continuation bet of 170,000 from Shershikov. And Vlad, I think, has already lost interest in this one. So Joe was just saying how we want to see as many people as possible win seats in the Barcelona main event. The championship heading there in August. We've got the spin and goes. You know about those. There are other satellites available, steps into other satellites, but this I think is really exciting. We've talked about this a few times. in the last few days. Special ultra satellites that cost just €215 to play. Sunday the 18th of June, Sunday the 2nd of July, 2:30 Eastern. There are 50 packages guaranteed in each. That's 100 packages across these two tournaments. 100 online qualifiers from these two tournaments alone. €215 ultra satellites. This is a really good opportunity as far as I'm concerned for someone to win
Raise
the
200.
poker trip of a lifetime and win a Barcelona package. The limp from Troinovsky, the raise from Shershikov, the fold from Vlad, who's down now to 1.26 million. He's closer to 20 than 25 bigs now.
Super Surge MC on Twitch asks, what percentage of hands are first bet wins hands? I would say that kind of thing doesn't even really exist anymore. Poker is, especially at this level, it's just not that easy. These players are not giving up very often. Mikkel asks, is there any deal making available in the tournament? Yes, absolutely. It's the players' money. They're allowed to make a deal if they like, as long as it's supervised by our tournament staff.
Well, some of it's the players' money. To be honest, I don't think Vladimir Troinovsky,
Sorry.
who has got so many six-figure scores to his name, would be interested in talking about a deal in this event. And let's be honest, with the chip stacks as they are, why would Shershikov entertain any deal talk right now? He's got more than 10 million chips. He's got Vlad on the ropes. And Shershikov is still getting the best of it. Ace-King here against 10-4. We're going to the flop.
I'll take a deal.
And sure enough, top pair for Shershikov.
Check.
Check, check. Vlad turns a small piece, a pair of fours.
Check.
Wonder how much that piece is gonna get Vlad into trouble.
Bet 150.
Shershikov makes a delayed c-bet of 150,000. Oh, Vlad calls.
I mean, he can improve.
10 or a 4? No, it's a 5.
I think we've all been in this situation before. You know, if you've ever played poker where you're just in a heads-up match where you just can't get anything going.
Horrible situation for Troinovsky to be in.
Bet 400.
Shershikov just continuing to apply the pressure. Value betting the river for 400,000.
And I do want to reiterate that a lot of the commentary right now is coming from the perspective of Vlad Troinovsky, and that has only to do with the fact that we've seen so much of him on the tour. We know more about him. He's a character on our shows.
But make no mistake about it, Shershikov would be, should he close this out, a deserving champion. I've been
Correct.
very impressed with what we've seen of him over the course of the last 3 days, especially today, seeing all the hole cards, seeing the moves he's made. That bluff against Garvin earlier on was probably the hand of the tournament.
We are not anti-Shershikov. We're just a little more pro-Vlad just because we've seen so much of him before.
Now is not the time for a hero call. He's not to know that. And again, he's seen the hands. He knows what Shershikov is capable of.
Туз король.
He calls. Wow, this is getting rough.
Oh, wow. Well, that really changes the dynamic completely. We're talking about 11 million chips for Shershikov and 600,000 for Vlad Troinovsky. He's now playing 10 big blinds.
Да, будут смеяться надо мной теперь 10 лет еще.
I know you don't want to do it, Joe, but Vlad Troinovsky
Проиграл.
is in the danger zone.
Россия, а теперь еще
Danger zone. I try to do a sad one.
судьба.
Sam the Man on Twitch asks, what's the name of these guys' podcast? It is called Poker in the Ears. It is available on iTunes, on Stitcher, on SoundCloud.
Всегда. Всегда. Слушай, такое
Some folks don't like, I subscribe on iTunes, so some folks don't like to use those Apple products, so there's other options out there.
There is a SoundCloud app, I think, available for most devices. You can download from SoundCloud. You can stream it from there. Stitcher, of course, is a very popular podcast app.
Интересно. Чек.
Check.
To the flop, King 6-5 2 spades. Flat's finally hit a pair, and it's the best hand.
Bet 60.
Если бы пятерка не упала, я, конечно, не вскрыл бы. Пятерка
Более
упала.
полярно.
So Vlad wins a small one.
Я, в принципе, там
10 big
Party
blinds.
поставил.
Don't call it a comeback. Don't,
сам
'cause
две
he's
пары не поставил.
still in really bad shape.
Well, this is going to be a horrible situation because in 3 minutes' time, we're meant to pause the action for 45 minutes and go on dinner.
Can you imagine just sitting at dinner for 45 minutes with like
Ой.
8 big blinds?
All in.
Дайте хоть раз-то что-нибудь.
Shashikov now just open shoving on Troinovsky. I mean, this is the
That's
way you can expect it to go.
Бывает. Такой валета положили. После этого просто...
Vlad Troinovsky in an all-in or fold situation pretty much every single hand.
These hands he's picking up are gross.
Well, he's going to try and see a flop here. He calls, and then Shershikov shoves on him. And Vlad is forced to fold. Well, now he is down to 8 bigs.
Dinner? It's what's for dinner?
Not now.
Hear those zippers? That's Vlad's body bag. Just get it ready.
Ugh.
Пас.
Well,
We
Vlad,
didn't even get to see the cards. That's how fast that hand was over.
you got to walk. He added 40,000 to his stack.
Doesn't even get to enjoy like actually winning the. No, just take that one. It's fine.
Call. Check.
Nine deuce against 9-4. No raise. We're going to see a flop. Hey,
Spade
Vlad's
draw?
got a flush draw. Come on.
I think also I would feel bad for whatever player was getting
Of course.
beaten up like Vlad right now.
It's a horrible situation.
Check.
Well, the board has bricked out for Vlad, and Shershikov has paired his 4. Gets checked to showdown, and he can't even win this one.
At some point, you just have to like laugh, right? You just like burst out laughing. You're like WTAF.
So Vlad's now got, well, bear in mind the blinds are going up, so I think he's got like 5 big blinds.
They don't want X.
And I think, understandably, Vlad is saying, is there any chance that we can just play on right now?
Где администратор? Может, без перерыва?
And you can kind of understand that. you plan these things not knowing what the situation's going to be.
45 minут просто.
And when they decided there was going to be a dinner break at the end of this level, we were still four-handed. But now we're heads up, where one guy's got like a gazillion chips and the other guy's on life support.
Jeez, look at that.
11 million versus 530,000. So I think there is every chance that we have to kind of say they should play on for at least a little bit and see if Vlad can either get back into this game or if this thing ends in the next 20 or 30 minutes. So they have played for 90 minutes. I think realistically, we can probably play another half an hour. Now, the next level was meant to be a 75-minute level. So I think we can probably agree to play at least the first 30 minutes of that level and see what happens.
Well, if we get to 30 minutes and he's got 2 big blinds, then what do we do?
Well, the problem is you get to a point where legally we have to take a break.
Right.
Big difference in the prize money. 10 million rubles, and a reminder of the dollar translations.
Yeah, I don't know what that means still.
$326,000 for the runner-up. More than $500,000 for the winner. It's basically 200 grand. 200,000 US dollars separates the runner-up and the winner.
Massive. Massive difference. You make that even more frustrating to finish second.
So the tournament staff currently discussing the situation with the players, and then a final decision will be made. But there is every expectation right now that dinner will be delayed and that we will play on and give Vladimir Troianovski the opportunity to make something happen here. Alternatively, who knows, there might not be a dinner break. We could see Pavel Shershikov close this thing out and be crowned champion here in Sochi.
I mean, it's heads up, so if Shershikov wins, it's only going to take one hand. It could be the next hand. It could be the hand after that. Who knows? It's going to be a little longer if Vlad makes a comeback somehow. I like Thorne's idea on Twitch. Let's just eat dinner at the table.
I don't think he wants us to eat dinner while commentating. Just gonna...
I don't think he cares.
throw that one out there. So, confirmation that we are going to play the first 30 minutes of the next level. Blinds are going to go to 40,000, 80,000 with a 10k ante, and we're going to play at least 30 minutes of the next level. So don't go anywhere. Don't start making a cup of tea or putting some toast on. No food break. We play on.
I can't believe nobody's called me out on the fact that I've been cheering so hard for the Russians in this event, so I don't have to do a winner's interview.
6,5 блайндов. Ну, давай, что-нибудь.
Suckers.
All-in.
Shershikov shoves on Troianovski. Vlad calls all in.
Call.
Well, this could be it. We're going to see both cards here. We know that Vlad's got Jack 6 of hearts.
У вас черва, за черву болейте.
Shershikov with 9-3 of hearts.
Okay, all Vlad needs is to not run bad.
Okay, maybe, just maybe, the comeback starts here. Obviously, if Shershikov gets lucky and spikes a 9 or a 3, it's all over.
Тащите черву.
Great spot to be in for Shershikov. All smiles. You win the hand, you win everything. You lose the hand, you still pretty much have him in jail.
If Troianovski doubles up, we'll still have just over 10 big blinds. He'll still be pretty much shoving or folding. Well, there's the 3 for Shershikov. And now Troianovski is on the verge of elimination, and this could be over unless there is a Jack or 6 on the river. Of course, a diamond chops it.
Yeah.
Chopportunities.
I'm not comfortable singing in this situation.
Shershikov on the verge of victory. He could be crowning a winner after this hand. The river card is a diamond, and this hand is a chop pot. And you know what they say: everyone loves a chop pot, especially Vladimir Troinovsky.
Does he?
Yes, he does. If the alternative is elimination.
Оставь антенну.
Oh, Kenny. Good luck headband.
Wow. So as you were, people, 11 million for Shershikov, 500,000 for Vladimir Troinovsky. Still nursing a 5 or 6 big blind stack. And 160 of the final table, all in and a call.
Oh, boy.
And Vlad is dominated. It's Queen 10 against Queen 4. I'm going to say it again. This could be it.
Domination Nation.
Maybe this is Vlad's turn to get lucky. Shershikov has been running so well in this heads-up battle.
Should I remind you, James, about the phrase I coined in 2011? All it takes is a chip and a chair.
Well, the Queen doesn't change anything. Vlad needs a 4.
20% chance of chop pot again.
Back-to-back chops. Don't be ridiculous.
Что человек
There is a 70% chance that Shershikov claims the title right here, right now. Still 70%. The river card. Is a 4, a 3 outer for Vlad, and he doubles up.
Hey, maybe that turns it all around. Chip and a chair, my babies.
Кто про чудеса говорит?
Chip and a chair. This is exactly why I coined this phrase. Because another
Там
double
болет за
up,
3 миллиона упал.
24 big blinds. Another one, 48.
20, 525.
Another one after that, he's got the chip lead.
525.
120.
Извините. 120.
А,
5-2. Yeah, 5-2.
This would be a hell of a comeback.
Чудеса говорят, да? Оказывается.
Wow, so much drama. Back-to-back all-ins. One ends in a chop, the other ends in a double up for Vladimir Troinovsky, but he's still got an uphill battle. 12 big blinds for Vlad.
I mean, this would be one of the greatest comebacks in history. Queen of Uncool agrees. Chip and a chair can be done.
Just seeking clarification, is chip and a chair, not
They both
chip
work.
in a chair?
That's fine. Poetic license.
Есть пас.
The sentiment's the same. All right, John Delano, who wants me to say, Zona obznaste?
Is that Russian danger zone?
Yeah.
Как
Yes.
скажет один мой знакомый, все деньги в Неву.
я там не живу практически.
А?
Я там не живу вообще практически.
Not a bad joke from Elkanah, who says Vlad's lunch. That's what's for dinner.
Скорее в городе.
Oh,
Ну, я тоже не живу. но
Pretty solid one there.
Все равно Нева.
Big hand for Vlad. I can't imagine this. He just limps in. And for once, Shershikov doesn't show over the top of him. I'm sure we'd be happy to get it in with King Queen. King Eye still good. And Vlad probably knows that if Shershikov had an ace, he probably wouldn't have checked behind.
Board's getting wheelier. Action still goes check, check. Well, at least it wasn't a jack or a 9. I had a horrible feeling. Horrible feeling. So Vlad wins this one with King High. Still playing
Более 9
Million.
не пушишь, да?
against Shershikov's 10.5
Чувствую
million.
замануху.
В смысле, я 100% лимп почти. Ну, наверное, написано на мне. Вот. Ну, выкину там 2.7.
This always happens at this stage of the
Usually
tournament. Like, my heart's racing. When did I start caring?
Everyone loves Vlad Troianovsky. Also, this is a big deal. Remember, this is the first major PokerStars live event
Я 5-2.
in Russia.
Ой, забыл.
It's going to be won by a Russian player. And the smart money right now would be on Pavel Shershikov, but we're all willing to see what Vlad Troianovsky can do and whether he can get back into this game.
Either way, we're witnessing history.
For sure. As we reach hand 164 of the final table. Troianovsky, the short stack, on the button. In the small blind. King 7 of clubs, he calls.
All in.
A shove from Shershikov with ace 6. And Vlad calls all in.
Live cards.
I'm going to say it again. This could be it. If Shershikov's ace high holds, we have a champion. But Vlad does have live cards and a live suit.
If Ace High doesn't hold, I am going to start calling this a comeback.
Francesca Gunn agrees. She says slowly but surely Vlad's going to get back in. Looking for a king, a 7, some clubs. He's got 41% equity. And Shershikov is the favorite to take down the tournament. 6 on the flop and 2 hearts. Brutal flop for Troianovsky.
He does have an up and down draw now. He's got dirty outs up to wazoo. But his equity's not terrible.
28%. 3s, 7s, 8s, and kings working for him. As long as it's not a heart. No additional outs on the turn. 10 cards. Vladimir Troianovsky can hit any other card on the river, and we have our champion. The river card is a jack. No comeback. It is over. Pavel Shershikov wins the PokerStars Championship Sochi main event. Vladimir Troianovsky is the runner-up.
Да.
GG, Vlad. You just ran colder than a Siberian winter.
Shershikov has dominated this tournament for several days. He has dominated the final table for most of the day. He absolutely crushed Vlad during this heads-up battle. And he will now lift the trophy and collect more than 29 million rubles. That's more than $500,000 US.
Очень счастлив.
Look at this big smile. How's Vlad holding up?
Congratulations, I'm sorry.
Thank
Take this to the pad desk, just in the
Poor
registration,
guy.
okay?
Okay.
For his runner-up finish, Troianovsky gets 18.5 million rubles. That's $326,000. It is another another six-figure score on Vladimir Troianovsky's poker CV. So many results, so much class, but let's hear it for Pavel Shershikov. A guy who has made his name online, playing mixed games, has been crushing cash games here in Sochi and is now going to take his game on the road. And I expect to see him at more PokerStars Championship stops. Maybe at the cash tables, maybe at the tournament tables.
I really didn't know what to expect from him. I wouldn't say he played optimal strategy that we're used to, but I didn't see him make any major mistakes. Impressive performance.
So go with me, sir.
Shershikov will collect his prize money and soon he will be presented with the trophy. He is the winner of a PokerStars Championship title. The first to be awarded in his home country. And once again, how well are we running with final tables? It was an entertaining few hours of poker.
Good stuff, really good stuff.
Timur Bubnov, the spin and go qualifier, cashed out for $6.5 million. Lavrentini came into play as chip leader, had to make do with a 5th place finish. We played four-handed for a long time, and then we lost 2 players in quick succession. Dmitry Vitkind out in 4th, Sayed Garvam from Iran out in 3rd. Troyanovsky was the underdog during the heads-up battle. Shershikov put the pressure on, beat Vlad, and now he is down on the floor, on the main stage, about to be presented with his trophy.
Hello everybody and welcome to the winners presentation for the PokerStars Championship Sochi main event from the Sochi Casino and Resort. I am joined on stage by Edgar Stuchley, Director of Live Events, Paul Edwards, Assistant General Manager Casino Sochi, and Stuart McLaughlin, General Manager Casino Sochi. After an exciting 6 days of poker, we do have our winner, but before we hand over the trophy, Edgar would like to say a few words.
First and foremost, I would like to thank the players, the Russian players and the international players who did come from more than 40 nationalities to come to Sochi to play the first PokerStars Championship in Russia. From more than 6,500 tournament entries, a general prize pool of more than 320 million ruble has been generated. And I want to extend my warmest thanks to staff and media, and especially to our partner Casino Sochi, who have set a glamorous stage for the first PokerStars Championship in Russia. I hope you had a great time here in Sochi, and I'm looking forward to see you at the next stop in a couple of months at the end of August in Barcelona.
Thank you, Edgar. Now let's get the confetti in the air and hand the trophy over to the latest PokerStars Championship winner.